this video, I'm going to explore the traits that often lead individuals to feel this way, delve into the reasons behind why others might exploit these traits, and discuss practical strategies to reclaim one's self-worth and establish healthier boundaries. Together, we're going to examine how to break free from this cycle and emerge stronger and more self-assured. So to begin, let's look at the characteristics that are often found in those who feel like doormats. These individuals typically exhibit a high degree of empathy. They possess an extraordinary ability to understand and share the feelings of others. This makes them exceptional listeners and amazingly supportive friends. Their empathy drives them to go above and beyond to help others, oftentimes at their own expense. This altruistic nature, while admirable, can oftentimes leave them vulnerable to being taken advantage of. These individuals also tend to be conflict averse. They have a deep-seated aversion to confrontations and disagreements, often stemming from a desire to maintain peace and harmony. This inclination might be rooted in a fear of rejection or a need to be liked by everyone. Consequently, they often find themselves saying yes to requests, even when it's inconvenient or downright detrimental to their own well-being. This pattern of behavior can be traced back to early experiences in life where they might learn that their worth is tied to pleasing others and avoiding conflict. Another significant trait is low self-esteem. People who feel like doormats often struggle with their sense of self-worth. They may believe that their value is intrinsically linked to how much they can do for others. This belief drives them to continually put others' needs ahead of their own, hoping for validation and appreciation that, more often than not, never materializes, at least not in the way they had hoped. This lack of self-worth can create a vicious cycle of overcompensating through acts of service, which perpetuates feelings of being undervalued and unappreciated. Understanding why others might exploit these traits is important in addressing the problem. People who take advantage of those who feel like doormats often do so because they recognize the patterns of behavior that make such individuals, for lack of a better word, easy targets. They see someone who's always willing to help, who rarely ever says no, and who avoids conflict at all costs. This makes it easy for them to rely on this person to pick up the slack or handle tasks without any sort of complaint. Now, in some cases, the individuals who take advantage may not even be acting out of malice. They might simply be accustomed to the reliability and selflessness of the person in question, without fully recognizing the power imbalance or the toll it's taking. They might think that the person is happy to help and might not realize that their constant demands are actually causing the individual harm. This lack of awareness can perpetuate the cycle of exploitation as the needs and boundaries of the empathetic individual are continually overlooked. Breaking free from the doormat syndrome requires a broad approach, beginning with self-awareness recognizing your own worth independent of what you do for others. Understand that your value is inherent. It's not tied to your ability to please everyone. This realization is absolutely crucial in beginning to shift your mindset from one of perpetual giving to someone who balances that giving with self-care. Setting boundaries is a fundamental aspect of this transformation. It involves learning to say no without feeling guilty or fearing rejection. This doesn't mean becoming cold or unhelpful, not at all. It just means prioritizing your well-being and recognizing that you can't pour from an empty cup. Communicate your boundaries clearly and confidently. For instance, if someone asks you to take on an extra task that you can't reasonably handle, explain that you have other commitments and can't take it on at this time. This kind of clear, concise communication helps others understand your limits and respect your time. Practicing assertiveness is another critical component. Assertiveness is about expressing your needs and opinions honestly and respectfully. It involves maintaining eye contact, using a calm and steady tone, and standing firm in your decisions. While this might feel uncomfortable at first, especially if you're used to accommodating others, I promise that it will become more natural with practice. Assertiveness is not about being aggressive or domineering. It's about respecting yourself enough to stand up for your needs and ensuring that your voice is heard. Surrounding yourself with supportive people who respect your boundaries and appreciate you for who you are can also make a significant difference. Seek out relationships that are reciprocal, where there's a balance of give and take. Healthy relationships should uplift you and not drain you. If certain relationships in your life are consistently one-sided and leave you feeling depleted, it might be time to reevaluate those connections and consider whether they are truly serving your best interest. For more on this, you can check out my video on how you know when it's time to cut someone out of your life. Self-care is another element in overcoming that doormat mentality. Prioritize activities that recharge and fulfill you, whether it's a hobby, maybe exercise, or just taking time to relax. When you care for yourself, you build resilience and are better equipped to handle situations where you might otherwise feel taken advantage of. Remember that self It's about valuing yourself enough to demand the respect you deserve. Understand that being kind and empathetic doesn't mean being a doormat. It's entirely possible to be caring and compassionate while also standing up for yourself. The transition will be challenging and there will be resistance, both from others and from within yourself. But remember, you deserve to be treated with respect and dignity just as much as anyone else. It's essential to internalize that being a doormat is not a fixed state. It's a behavior pattern that can be changed. By taking proactive steps to understand your worth, set boundaries, and practice assertiveness, you can shift the dynamics of your relationships and reclaim your sense of self. Embrace that journey of self-discovery and empowerment, knowing that each step you take towards valuing yourself